In these examples, we're going to make sure that you are comfortable using function notation. So here we're given f of x equals, let's highlight it for you, f of x equals 4 minus 3x. So we're given this function right here. And for this given function, like I said, we're just going to practice using function notation. Find f of negative 3. What that means is everywhere you see an x in the function, that would be your input. Let me just write that here. So this is your input. X is your input, and f of x is your output. Everywhere you see the input of x, you're going to replace it with a negative 3. So that's what this means. So we're going to, let me make that just a little bit thicker so you can see. We're going to rewrite, instead of 4 minus 3x, 4 minus 3 times negative 3. We just put that negative 3 in its place. And that gives us 4 plus 9, which is 13. So f of negative 3 is equal to 13. Meaning, when you put a negative 3 into your function, you're going to get out a value of 13. Okay, find f of 2 plus f of negative 3. We're going to find f of 2 first. So I'm first going to find f of 2. F of 2 is equal to 4 minus 3 times 2, which is equal to 4 minus 6, which is negative 2. And then we're going to add to that, we're going to add f of negative 3. So f of negative 3 is 4 minus 3 times negative 3, which we already said was 13, right? We add those two together, and we're going to get negative 2 plus 13, which is 11. So our answer is f of 2 plus f of negative 3 is equal to 11. I'll box that answer. Here we go. Okay, f of 2 plus 3. F of 2 plus 3. I think there's a darker gray in here. There we go. F of 2 plus 3. Well, f of 2 plus 3 says that wherever you see an x, we're going to put 2 plus 3 in its place. Well, 2 plus 3 is 5. So 4 minus 3 times 5 is 4 minus 15, which is negative 11. So f of 2 plus 3 is negative 11. Now that's putting numerical values in place of your input of x. Now we're going to replace that input of x with another variable. So on number 19 it says find f of 2x. F of 2x. So remember that f of x is equal to 4 minus 3x. F of 2x says everywhere you see an x, replace it with 2x. So instead of 4 minus 3 times x, 4 minus 3 times 2x. And that's going to result in 4 minus 6x. Now there's nothing we can do with that because 4 and negative 6x can't be combined. So our answer is f of 2x equals 4 minus 6x. Now what's different from number 19 to number 20? Number 20, the 2 appears to be on the outside. So if I'm reading this correctly, that means 2 times f of x. So that means 2, let's make this pink so you can see that. So that means 2 times f of x. So all of f of x. So remember, f of x is equal to 4 minus 3x. 2 times f of x is equal to 2 times 4 minus 3x. So you just take the f of x. I want to make sure that you can see this. F of x is equal to 4 minus 3x, right? f of x is just 4 minus 3x. So you're going to take that 4 minus 3x and you're going to multiply it by this 2. Hopefully that helps you see it a little bit more clearly if you couldn't before. And that gives us 8 minus 6x. So 2 f of x's is 8 minus 6x. Okay, you go ahead and try number 21. Try 21. It is f of x squared. And if f of x is 4 minus 3x, then f of x squared is going to be 4 minus 3 times x squared, which is 4 minus 3x squared. So give yourself a pat on the back if you got that correct. It's always a good thing. Give yourself a pat on the back, some recognition, and let's turn the page. Okay, so it's a good thing I kept writing f of x equals 4 minus 3x, because now that we're on a new page, I need to see that. Okay, just going to write that up there so I can continue to see it. Find f of 1 over x. I'm going to let you try this one as well. You go ahead and press pause, and then when you're ready to check your answer, come back. Okay, f of 1 over x is 4 minus 3 over x. If you got that, fantastic. Go ahead and try 23 and 24. Try 23 and 24, and then come on back, and I'll reveal the answers to both of those. Okay, welcome back. X squared times f of x is equal to 4x squared minus 3x cubed. So that's our answer there. And for 24, 1 over 4 minus 3x. So you just take the entire f of x, take all of 4 minus 3x, and you put it right there in the denominator. Here, you take all of 4 minus 3x and multiply it by x squared. Okay, 25, f of negative x. This one we should be very familiar with. Actually, most of them you might be very familiar with. So if you just want to try these and then come on back, you can do that too. F of negative x is going to be 4 minus 3 times negative x, which is 4 plus 3x. The opposite of f of x, you take f of x, which is 4 minus 3x, and you take the opposite of it. So that gives us negative 4 plus 3x. Now you can leave it just like that, or if you want to tuck the negative in, if you feel more comfortable writing it 3x minus 4, that's probably good etiquette to tuck that negative inside the expression. And then find the opposite of f of negative x. Well, the beautiful thing here is that we already know f of negative x is 4 plus 3x because we already worked that out. So we're going to take the opposite of that, and the opposite of that is going to be negative 4 minus 3x. Okay. And 28 will tell us if you've really got it with the numerical values. Find 2 times f of negative 1 plus 3 times f of 0. I'm going to rewrite f of x for us right here. F of x equals 4 minus 3x. Give it a try. And then come on back. Okay, welcome back. I like to use color. If you haven't figured that out yet, I like to use color. I'm going to figure out what 2 times f of negative 1 is first. And then I'm going to find out what 3 times f of 0 is. And then I'm going to add those two values together. So 2 times f of negative 1 is 2 times 4 minus 3 times negative 1. And that's 4 plus 3, which is 7, 2 times 7 is 14. So I'm going to highlight that in blue. And then we're going to add to that 3 times f of 0. And 3 times f of 0 is 3 times 4 minus 3 times 0, which is 12. I'm going to highlight that in orange. And then 14 plus 12 is 26. So if you got 26, that is fantastic. Now, you could say, well, you know what? I don't want to do it in pieces. I just want to figure out what it is going from left to right. So 2, this right here is f of negative 1 plus 3, and then f of 0 is 4 minus 3 times 0. So this right here is f of 0. So there's your 2 times f of negative 1 plus 3 times f of 0. 2 times 7 plus 3 times 4 is still 14 plus 12, which is 26. So if you did it that way, that's completely valid as well.